had this instant connection. And then we had a lot of mutual friends and mutual friends that were exes, and so we didn't really date in college, and it was perfect timing. And then afterwards, we went on the Vegas reunion trip, and it was just kind of inseparable ever since then.
After that, we had the Vegas trip, which was a blast, spending all night at the Bellagio and having just the best time. And all of a sudden, the lights came on in my mind and realized that I, had this girl around me, for the last 5 years, and was just finally, like I said, the lights came on. So I started to take some action and get after it. So.
And then I went out to visit Will, and once he pulled me off that plane, that was it.
She came out to visit her brother and just stayed persistent, and one thing led to another, and here we are.
Quite frankly, I love you, man.
Thank you.
I love you. So anyway, this is allegedly where he asked my sister to marry him. I think it was actually up there. And so my brother and I, when we were thinking of what we wanted to get my sister, she's my only sister, what we wanted to get her for a wedding gift, we figured that, my buddy Travis is a very talented painter, and so we decided to have him paint a picture that would memorialize that moment, something that he could hand down and hopefully give future nieces and nephews.
Well, that morning we were going to just go for a hike and take our dogs for a walk. And so honestly, I just moved back to Denver, and so I was getting excited, and so I was kind of testing him that morning.
Also memorialize this time right now. So without further ado, where's Travis at? Oh, there he is. There's the artist right there. He painted this picture, and it's our wedding gift to you. Me and my brother. And here it is.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh!
Oh, wow!
So there you go.
Holy cow!
It was a surprise, and we always take our dogs up that area and run them. So I had a pretty good idea, but didn't have it planned out. Hadn't picked the spot, but it was one of those moments where we got up to that ridge and we looked over that reservoir. And
Awesome! That is such a good idea. Holy cow! We were there that night, just looking around his apartment,
and,
going.
You didn't know. I kind of wanted you to see his apartment to see what you did.
You already had that idea?
Yeah, we'd already.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Holy cow! That is so.
Where's Travis? Like, maybe we should go fishing or something else. And he just said okay, so I figured nothing was planned. And then we went for a hike with our dogs, and we got to the top, and he proposed.
Had champagne in the backpack and a few glasses, and got up onto this rock, and we were overlooking this beautiful place and something we both enjoy, and I knew it was the moment. And I dropped to a knee, and she turned around, and was just so ecstatic, and obviously I had to coax the yes out of her just because she was screaming and jumping, but it was a heck of a moment. It was beautiful.
Wow, now the lights are changing green to gray. Pushing through the crowd, I'm pushing chemicals almost in my bloodstream. Only wish that you were here, I'm seeing it so clear. I've been afraid. Show you how I really feel. Admit to some of those bad mistakes I've made.
Hopefully we'll have a pretty good time tonight. We are so excited for all you guys to be here, and we love this place, and we're so excited to share it with all of you.
Thank you so much for coming here and being with us. Let me start by thanking the Dixons for honoring the Edwards family by having the rehearsal dinner at one of our favorite places in the world. We were blessed with this ranch. Actually, said another way, God brought us this ranch over 20 years ago. And it is just a wonderful place. We have never called it ours. We've just said that we're blessed to be stewards of this place.
And boy, we're happy about that boy. and Meet and Boo. So tonight's about a wonderful evening, and Bill, God darn it, the Edwards family, we love this ranch. We love it. We love your ranch. This is beautiful down here. Thank you so much for letting us have our little shindig down here. And then we got to walk up and see where they did their nuptial engagement, which was wonderful. So thank you very much, Beth and Bill, for having us hosted down here. Now my wife Julie's going to come up here in a second and talk a little bit. I want to also, my mom is here tonight. Sue Dixon, we love her. And I want to drink a toast to my dad who couldn't quite make it, but he's back in Chicago and doing okay, and we miss him. But here's to my dad, Wes Dixon. Okay, my mom wants to say a few short words that she prepared a few days ago. Here comes Mom.
My glasses on. Is this a good time?
Yeah, perfect.
Otherwise I'll sit down.
Because tomorrow's going to be
In case you don't know me,
close to you.
in case you don't know me, I'm the wicked grandmother Suki from Illinois. Is that close enough?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. I may need audience help on this, but we'll see. This is Ode. Shut up.
Go ahead.
No, get out of here. Ode to Reed and Boo. Hunting, fishing, skiing, they both can do. Hip, hip, hooray for Reed and Boo. Oh, I like this already. The commute between Cheyenne and Denver, that's all through. Hip, hip, hooray for Reed and Boo. On a train trip a year ago, a few of us had a clue there was something going on between Reed and Boo. Hip, hip, hooray. At a party last May, Lake Forest was the venue. The Edwards and the Dixons drank quite a few. Hip, hip, hooray. Oil and gas is his job. Her MBA is quite new. Hip, hip, hooray! Tomorrow they will wed. It's all coming true. We wish health and happiness to both of you and a lifetime of love from Suki and Woo.
That's Mom. That's the original. You can get that online if you want tomorrow. So right now, if anyone else wants to say a couple of words, we're not going to run it too long, but we love Reed and Boo.
Reed and Boo.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo. John?
Good evening. Public speaking, I love it. This is for Boo and for my man Reed.
Nice job.
First of all, big thank you to all of those who came great distances to share this wonderful occasion. A big, even bigger thank you to those folks last night, Hickeys, Thompsons, and Bulks, Bryant's. Thank you so much. Those gatherings were incredible. Round of applause. So I'm Boo's older brother, and I sat down a couple days ago and tried to put a pen to paper, and just nothing right was coming out. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to get up there and wing it. And so you're about to find out, just like me, what's going to come out. Thank you. You know, I'm so honored to be here. First of all, I'm honored to meet Reed's family. You people are incredible. Growing up, you hear horror stories about in-laws, and I don't think we're going to have that problem. Really. Hospitable, generous, humble, all words that come to mind. And when I think of Mr. Dixon, I've been so protective of my little sister growing up. And, you know, guys have come and gone periodically, and I haven't treated them very nicely. And Reed has never experienced this. He doesn't know this side of me. Because from the very first time I met Reed, I just knew I could, and I think those of you that know Reed can share this sentiment that he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's an incredible individual, and it just shines. It radiates from him, and I didn't even feel any anxiety. It was just comfort. I felt like. I guess I felt like, and especially as they got more serious, I just felt like he was kind of taking over in some regard. And again, those of you that know him and have seen him around Boo, he takes care of her so well and is so thoughtful. And I don't have to worry anymore. So, I also want to thank my brother Will for, that was actually his idea for that painting up there, and that was incredible. Yeah. So and to the artist, phenomenal work. Moving on to my precious little sister. It's so rare to know somebody that is so beautiful on the outside as well as the inside. And just a little story, just because I'm thinking of it. A couple years ago, just to give you an idea of what kind of person she is, as I'm sure most of you do as well, you buy your family Christmas gifts, and Christmas morning came for us this particular year, and her gift to us was to take the money that she was going to spend on us and buy presents for a family at our church, and just completely made their holiday and probably their year, frankly. I won't get into any more of the details, but that's just a tiny glimpse of the kind of person that Boo Edwards is. And I've had the privilege of growing up with Boo and seeing her treat everybody the same, no matter who they were along the way, with the same compassion and the same empathy. And everybody loves Boo. She's a Cheyenne celebrity, really. There's been times where I've kind of felt like a Secret Service agent. just kind of just watching her. She didn't know it, but I had my eye on her. I had my eye. But I said before, and I'm so honored that you guys found each other, and you deserve each other. You're very much alike in your down-to-earthness, if that's even a word. In your spirit, in your love for each other. I'm just so happy and honored to be here, as I said. And I also want to thank my parents, Bill and Beth. They've worked so hard. They're our whole lives, and we've been so blessed. But especially these last couple months, they've really been through the ringer. And I'm honored to be your son as well. So that's winging it for you. I love all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, John. That's very thoughtful and wonderful. From the heart, wonderful. Does anyone have any other thoughts they want to share with everybody? I don't know how you follow up John's. I mean, that's a top. Jack Sagas!
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. That was pretty tough to follow up. That was very nice, John. I'm going to keep it very short and sweet, but I want to share one story. What? No. Can everyone hear me? All right. So first and foremost, everyone get their glasses. Let's give a big cheers. Put your glasses in the air to Reed and Boo Dixon. First and foremost, hear, hear, hip, hip, hooray. And thank you, Rocky and Julie and the Edwards family. This is all so beautiful, and thank you so much for inviting us all out here. I want to share just one story. Huh? Oh, my name's Tony Santiago. I'm from Kenya, and Jack Sakas, Baker City, Oregon. No, but real quick, I've known Reed Dixon for pretty much my entire life, growing up fishing, hunting, skiing, having a cocktail or two here and there, maybe a couple laughs. But I love this guy so much, and just am so honored to be part of this day and part of this weekend and this moment. And thank you very much. So, what's your name, kid? Jack Sakas, Baker City, Oregon. But I want to share one quick story. Reed and I lived together for a year or so in California, down in Newport Beach, and a lot of fun. A lot of fun, as a lot of you know. And Reed and Boo, I think, just came off of a pretty good shindig weekend in Vegas. And thankfully, Mr. Will Edwards was living in Costa Mesa at the time. I don't know where he is. Right there, all right. So thankfully, Will was kind of Boo's scapegoat to come visit Reed in Southern California. But she did after the weekend in Vegas, and she flew in, and we just had a hell of a time. Went to the beach, went hanging out, went to great restaurants, grilled, hung out at our, I don't think I saw her once. I don't think you did, yeah. Probably not. I didn't see Reed after Boo came, so. But we just had a great time. I think we might have even had a dance party there. I'm not sure. Dance. But anyway, great weekend. Came Sunday. Reed had to drop her off at the airport that afternoon. And he came back, And I was sitting out back grilling, having a cocktail, futzing around in the garden or whatever I was doing back there. And Reed comes back, and he's not just his usual happy Reed that everyone knows him. And so he comes back, and I think we have a little backwood cigar and make a cocktail, and he just wasn't himself. Said, you know, what's wrong, bud? He said, I just, you know, we had a great weekend, really missed her, and we talked about Boo and how unbelievable she was and how much of an incredible weekend we had together. And it wasn't just about, you know, the party or anything else. There was absolutely a connection there from the beginning of the weekend to the end of the weekend. And Reed really missed her at the time. So I said, Reed, you'd be an idiot if you didn't go back to the airport and try and get her off that airplane. So what did Reed do? He got right back in his car and went right to the airport, and 20 minutes later they came walking in with a bottle of champagne. And she stayed one more night, and that sealed the deal. That made the future. So I love you guys so much. I love that story. I loved all of our dance parties and our weekends and every moment that I get to have with you guys.
You better go back to the airport right now. What?
That's what a flight delay will do for you. So it's not all bad. Anyway, so. Doug. Okay, Dougie. Here you go, bud.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Doug. All right, I'm not Antonio Gonzalez. I'm Doug Lestico from Denver, Colorado. So first and foremost, so we've talked a lot about the Edwards and the Dixons, but I think it's important to note that if they weren't such wonderful parents and if they didn't do such a great job with their kids, we wouldn't all be here today, and we wouldn't have flown from Kenya and from Guatemala to be here for their special day. So cheers to you guys, and you're great folks, and it's been great to get to know you over the years. And so I just want to say something quick and nice about Reed. There's very few people in the world that have a certain zest for life and are always willing to get off the couch and go do something fun and go for a hike. And if any of you know Reed, he's an incredibly antsy person, and his heart's always beating out of control. And the reason for that is that he always knows that if he's sitting around, that he could be doing something fun and he could be doing something more exciting. And there's very few people that are going to get off the couch and actually go do it, and Reed's one of those folks. So, cheers to you, Reed. And he couldn't have found a better companion than Boo. She's incredibly adventurous. So she has a company called Boonique, and that says a lot about her because she's an incredibly unique person, a unique personality, super passionate, and couldn't be a better match for Reed. So cheers to you guys.
Thanks, Doug. Nice toast. Any other thoughts up there? Oh, here we go. A couple more thoughts. Maybe some inspiration here.
Oh, I don't know about inspiration.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if we have motivation or inspiration, but we have some good stories, especially about Boo. My name is Carrie Ward, and this is...
I'm Teresa Ferneau.
We are Boo's Maid of Honors, and we are so happy to be serving in this role together. We both know Boo from different facets.
She's the one from Guatemala, just so everyone knows how far she came.
Cheyenne born, but I'm living in Guatemala teaching right now. So.
I just came from Laramie, so I didn't really do too much.
Except, apparently, she held the most memorable bachelorette party ever. And yeah, really bummed I couldn't be there, but apparently it was awesome. So we would like to share with you how we both know Boo, and then a little bit also on how we know Boo and Reed together.
Well, I know Boo I've been her best friend since kindergarten, and I would like to attest to her friendship and her dedication. So Reed, you know she's going to be a dedicated wife after this story. Everyone, I would like you to know Boo and I were having some zest for life one day and decided to go mountain biking. just around the hilly roads around her house. Borrowed a bike. We were just adventurous young ladies. Boo goes over a hill. I'm like, well, I'm going to follow her. She did it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. Boo crashes at the bottom of the hill. I don't see. I'm like, oh, cool. Look at all these hills. Look at all this stuff out here. I go fly over the hill. Both wheels straight over Boo's head. At the bottom of the hill. Then I crash, but only after I ran over her head with both wheels. I immediately look back and I'm like, oh my God, did I just lose the best friend of my life? Absolutely not. She was like, Reezy, we just went mountain biking. We did it. So, Reed, you got her. You got her. You got her for life. You can.
That's really funny because I have a story about Boo crashing as well. I hope you don't mind me sharing it. Boo and I knew each other a little bit through elementary, junior high school, but we really became close when she joined the Cheyenne Frontier Days Dandies. I had been a dandy for a year already. She joined the team, and we both had matching black horses. So they paired us together, and we were right at the front of the line, and we were at a rodeo in Garden City, Kansas. And as we go down the arena, I'm riding with my partner, Boo, side by side. And all of a sudden, we both get to the end of the arena, and I turn, and I look to my left, and I no longer have a riding partner, but I have a riding horse. So her horse stuck through it, and she was the best cowgirl you could ever see in a rodeo. She jumped right back on her horse. And that's how Boo is in life. She always jumps back on the horse. She's always ahead of the game, ready to start something new, and see what life has to offer. That might be a little more challenging, but always like excited for that step forward. The first time I met Reed was at a shindig in Denver, and I had no idea, a little party, shindig. I had no idea that they could potentially be future soulmates, or that they were soulmates. I do remember the story that Jack was saying about them going to Vegas. Boo called me from the airport saying, oh, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and stay, or hang out a little bit longer in California. And I was just like, all right, let's do it, girl, go for it. She has been head over heels for Reed since day one, and I am so happy to have you. I was ecstatic to go visit you in California and spend a full weekend of concerts and fun, and I'll never forget that weekend, and I think you guys are perfect for each other, and I'm excited for everything that you have.
This is maybe a little bit of what I might say tomorrow night, but this is really, for the Edwards, heaven on earth. To have all these wonderful, wonderful friends and these new friends that, it's just like walking into heaven. And so thank you so much for coming here and being with us. Breaking from that is wonderful to hear my son John. There he is. Good job. And even Marcel, good job, Boo. Good choice. So I want to tell 2 stories. I'm going to tell 3 stories. One I might repeat tomorrow night for those who aren't here. So, and Rocky and I were talking earlier about destiny. Well, how on earth did my daughter pick Denver University? Well, she did, and so I agreed, even though I saw the price tag and had a heart attack. So off to Denver University, and I was impressed from day one, but it wasn't about me, it was about my only daughter. And so I was very happy to have her there and to see this first class. So she comes home, I don't know, 2 months after starting, and she's flashing on all the pictures on the computer of her friends. And they're this closest group of dorm friends. Boy, girl, different pictures. She hits on Reed. And what did I tell you? I said, I like him. That is a true story. That is a true story. exactly what I said. I like the look in that kid's eye. Second story was a year later. A year later, we hear, you know how you hear from kids at college, well, this and that and this and that. They're setting you up for something. So this was about the living accommodations. And Boo tells me that, well, I'm moving in with a group of guys, but you don't have to worry, Dad. And I'm like, oh, right. So honestly, it was made a little bit okay because it was this guy who had the good look in his eye. But I still had to check the situation out, didn't I?
Reed was abroad. We never lived together in college.
Right.
Just lived in the Dixon house.
Lived in a house, yes. That Rocky had something to do with, and I think he still has something to do with. No. So I very early on meet with Reed, and I knew what kind of leader he was, and this is how I knew. So I said to him, as I saw Boo's bedroom, I said, now, we can put bars on the windows, can't we? Do you remember that? And Reed, in a very, very professional landlord way, looked me in the eye and said, no, we're not going to do that. And I said, this kid's okay. He stood right up. So the third story I only learned in part tonight, which was the Las Vegas party. Beth and I knew about the Las Vegas party with all the friends, but we didn't know that the stars were lining up. And so that went okay. But then we were told there were job interviews or something in Las Vegas. Or I mean in Los Angeles. Oh, you're modeling. Well, there really was a modeling job. Yeah, thank you, Rocky. We won't worry about it now. It's too late. But come the end of the evening, now keep in mind my daughter is what, 23 and a half, 24, whatever. We're still kind of worried parents. We're kind of anal parents. So we're like, where's Boo? Well, she missed her flight. Well, don't worry, dear. The next day comes, well, where's Boo? Well, don't worry, dear. Only I'm starting to worry. So about a day and a half later, I hear she's with Reed. And I didn't worry. And here we go, because somehow you just know something is the way it's supposed to be. And this is the way it's supposed to be. And it's God's plan, and I thank you, Lord, for this plan.
Well, Bill, I don't know how you follow up from something like that, but oh boy! Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Got one more?
Yeah, one more. This is quick.
Okay, this is gonna be a quick one.
Okay. For those of you from California, when I call out to my in-laws, I always ask the receptionist always says, "Who may I say is calling?" And I say, "Hoot Gibson." Now, for some of the older members, they know who Hoot Gibson is. Obviously, this receptionist didn't, because she'd ring through to my brother-in-law, and she'd say, "Mr. Hoot Gibson's on the phone." Well, I'm John Volk, and Bill, you are one gullible father. Reed and Boo, you guys, I'll tell you what you did. I'll tell you, if you, Boo, I just hope you don't follow in some of your father's footsteps. That's. But I listen, for those of you who traveled so far to get here, I've been there. And that's what I'm going to give you a little toast. Because I usually go anywhere for our friends' weddings or relatives' weddings for free food and booze, which is what you've done. So this is a toast that I've given all over the United States. I haven't been invited internationally, but I'm sure I will. This is to the 4 sins. Stealing, lying, cheating, and drinking. If you must steal, steal a moment with friends. If you must lie, lie with the one you love. What's the other one? Oh, cheat. If you must cheat, cheat death. And if you must drink, drink with me.
That's authentic frontier gibberish. We love you. Thank you. Alex, do you want to say a couple words? There's Alex.
My name's Alex Dixon, and I was lucky enough to join the Dixon family last summer when I married Strawn. So I am Reed's sister-in-law, and there's been several occasions when he has won brother-in-law of the year that I won't get into, but he's amazing, and I've known him probably since he was in high school, and from the day I met him, he's been honorable, amazing, so much fun, but always somebody that I really wanted to spend some time with, and also just to sit down and talk with. He's unbelievable. If you guys don't know Reed as well, spend some time with him because he's one of my favorite people. And then I met Boo, and we were just instant best friends. I don't know any other way to say it, but we have just been these kindred spirits from day one, and I just feel so lucky to have the two of you as my brother and sister-in-law, and we already, the 4 of us, like to spend quite a bit of time together on vacations and anytime we can, and it's always my favorite moments of the year, and I'm just so excited to have more and more of those in the future. So cheers to you two.
Okay, anyone else? We're going to close things down. I want to thank Beth and Bill for a great venue down here so much. This is such a great spot. And I don't know where Beth, where's Beth? Huh? Oh, Beth, thank you so much. Anyways, it's a great night tonight, and really enjoyed it. What a perfect thing. Now, tomorrow, we're going to get it wound up. We're going to make it happen. Yeah! So, at any rate, thanks for a great evening. It's been really fun. And we're really going to get it all up.